guys.
Good to see you guys.
Oh, your daughter here, she saluted me.
Yeah, she was.
There's a pain in my chest that I can't describe. It takes me down and leaves me there. When I talk to the night, I can feel it still. It creeps inside and meets me there. That I can't describe. I close my eyes, the day's the same. There's a thorn in my side when I hear my name. It makes me high. I feel the shame. At least I'm alive.
All right, y'all. Good morning. It's time to trade some natural gas. What's good, y'all? Oh no. All right, what's up? We got Jeff, Patricio, Karen, Brandon. Oil shakeout. I didn't see it. Seth, Joe, Defi, Zias, what's up, Harshi, Corey. Yeah, we're not gonna. Natural gas is not allowed to be on the premise. He said, "Don't say the N word." What up, Brandon? Geresha, guess who's in my living room right now? Guess who's here? You'll never guess. I think. Nah, you know.
Right.
She knows. What's up, DeAndre? DeAndre, are you done? Did you break up with her? The one, the only? Natty Gas? We had a whole experience yesterday. I hope you liked the eulogy that I wrote. Good to see you, Seth, Leia, Puccini. Is it Johnny? It is Johnny.
Oh, she guessed.
Yeah, she guessed. It's Johnny. You want to say hi?
What's up?
Johnny, say hi to Kadesha. She's in the chat.
In the chat.
Yeah.
Drop some 777 in the chat.
Morning. All right, guys. So New York is finally open here. Markets are moving. We talked yesterday about possibly taking shorts with Dow. NQ has been climbing, steady climb, and then finally we're seeing something here got thrown off. Hold on, guys. Give me a sec, y'all. All right, here we go. NQ, MNQ. All right, now it's all good. So, as usual, guys, if I'm gonna take a short, I gotta go with whatever's lagging to the upside. At the moment, NQ is a little. It wasn't as bearish, but look at how Nasdaq is taking London highs right now. It's about to take Tokyo highs and New York highs. So, give me 1 second, y'all. I wasn't recording. Now we're recording. Okay. So I want to see NQ. Honestly, I think best case scenario, if this Dow short is going to play out. Remember how I talked about selling out of this nice little order block over here? In order to do this, I do want at least a little bit more confirmation from NQ. So if we can see NQ take out these highs over here, I think it'll all come together nicely. So we're above London high right now. We have Tokyo high right here, New York high over here. So if we can get a nice combination, like with all of these things happening at once, then I'm for it. I'm with it. I'm here for the cause. So let's see it crack this high and or this high over here. And then, yeah, then we're good to go. So either or is fine with me. So getting like something like this, however it would get there, and then seeing the combination of that, then that would be fantastic. Right now, we're seeing Dow start to actually dump pretty aggressively. We saw the clearance of London highs about an hour 15, hour 20 ago. Came right back in. Would I consider this kind of like a shakeout setup? I mean, takes London highs. It trades here for a little bit, 15 minutes, works its way back up. I think considering how NQ is moving, not really. Like I wouldn't have had the conviction to take this position, but I mean, so we're chilling here. Now, on the other side of the trade here, right? Is there a market for buying? You know, is there a buy position with everything crashing right now, or with Dow crashing right now? I would not buy above London lows here. I wouldn't buy It doesn't look too promising to buy here either. I know there's a little sweep down. I feel like we're just too close to this low. This looks more like liquidity to me than it does anything else. So I wouldn't want to take a position here either. And then what we really have still is we have this big spike down. So Dow has this move over here. Now this could have potential, but the downside to this buy is, well, Dow is crashing a lot more than NQ. So if you're gonna take positions, it looks a little sketchy right there. So for now, doesn't seem like I'm gonna take a position anytime soon with indices. And the trade that did play out pretty nicely was actually for NQ. And it was right over here, and it was about an hour and a half ago. So this looks like was the setup so far of the day. Honestly, I don't think this would have tagged me in anyways. Just because it was like right at the open of the sell-off for London session. So I don't see myself, like, I don't think it wouldn't have triggered me. So for now, we're chilling. We're chilling. Let's see where the market can get here. Like, there are some really key areas for reversals, and one of them will kind of be determined on a lot of this liquidity getting taken out. So we'll kind of just, with indices, hang out for a little bit here. There's no rush. And for all we know, the short that we're looking for here, it might actually come a little early. So you saw how it swept liquidity here, and then it's tanking. If this ends up giving us lower lows and we stay bearish, we stay with bearish structure, then we might be looking for shorts like right here. Only if we really lock in bearish structure. Otherwise, like, we can just hang out, wait it out, the boring part of trading. Okay. Meanwhile, if we switch lanes here and we go over to metals, the sells that we talked about, well, they sold. Silver was later to the play here, right? We had silver and gold that we were looking at, and silver ends up rejecting this zone during New York session, drops a bit, comes back one more time before selling off. And so right now, let me switch this up. Yeah. So this mitigated. Okay, so that worked out. And silver is more bearish than gold at the moment. Actually, I lie. Gold is now starting to take out the lows a bit more aggressive than silver. So remember this gold setup that we talked about yesterday up here? It looks more and more valid now. Silver's starting to hold up structure a little bit better. So we might actually see silver up in this range before we would see gold. So just like we talked about yesterday, selling metals, again, it's kind of flipped now. Now silver's a little bit more bullish and gold is a little bit more bearish. So this setup still is on the table. And I guess at this point, let's go ahead and add this to the school page. So today's setups, we just might get them. July 10th, 2026, 7:10. We have gold here. All right, so here's the chart. It's looking clean. And we just wait. And then we'll have silver. So you have both. You never know, right? You never know how it's going to get there. There's a couple key things that I think we can keep in mind. So you have on, and not before I finalize this post. Okay, look at how we saw gold crash down to here, leaving an imbalance, and then we see gold push down right here. So it did kind of trade into some of this imbalance. I'm curious if we're gonna get reversals here. So you have these two zones. This one that trades into the imbalance right there. And then you have, the bigger zone, but it has more support and another low right here. So I have a feeling we're gonna get down to this level, and this would probably maybe bounce, but then end up down here. So I'm, just mindful of that. Silver, just about a similar scenario, push down to here. However, silver's move did retrace successfully and does rebalance right here really well. So I'm on the lookout for both of these. I think it's worth just kind of seeing how or if we get here. So yeah, so let me go. Actually, I'm gonna reshare this because I want you guys to have that on there too. Just be aware of both sides of a possible opportunity, and just be patient just to take the right one. All right. So do that there. Got that here. All right. So now we have gold, we have silver. Mike, could you read yen's mitigation from Wednesday? Sure. I didn't get my alert on this. I'm pretty sure I set one. If not, then I just missed it. But I was looking for shorts with yen. No, okay, cool. We just didn't get here yet. So just waiting on this. Waiting on the market to get to this zone still. That's it. I don't know what you're talking about with Wednesday's mitigation. I don't really see one. Maybe just drop a chart if you want to show me. And then NG alerts. I don't have any natural gas alerts, nor am I looking at natural gas. It is dead to me. Excuse me. So, okay. Yeah, I mean, we saw markets pump. All these dollar pairs pumped up. And then looks like they did end up dropping, but there's just no setup there. Now, I think you guys are talking about shakeout with oil? Where was the shakeout? Like a mitigation kind of? Or so London clears Tokyo lows. It breaks above briefly, trades back in. Or are you talking about shakeouts for shorts? So take the highs, crashes down. Yeah, I don't really have one here. With the way that this moved down to here, I don't know if micro looks different or something. No. Shakeout noob. Maybe you're just a shakeout boob. maybe. Yeah. It was a Drake and Josh. I called them a boob. Yeah. It's already invalid. Whichever way you want to look at it, yes. I guess that's how I would agree. Are you talking about sells or buys? Someone maybe knows the reference. Otherwise, it's okay. Oh, okay. Buys right in the current range. So you're saying this clears these lows. So I typically don't take, I kind of see what you see now. Okay, like I hadn't looked at it like that. But typically I would have wanted this spike to clear like London low, Tokyo low, like session lows, like really taking the most liquidity possible. This one doesn't do that. This one takes out like this low here within this structure and then comes back up. So at the pattern alone, I see it. Let's say the market didn't have like this. Like let's just say this was like up here and like this was the low. I would be more open to this idea. But because we still have these lows and because structure here was really not great, for those reasons, I'm out. Drake and Josh, you get it. You get it. Devin said Phineas and Ferb. He's your people, Nance.
I love Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah, Nance is a...
There's 108 days of summer vacation.
Y'all hear that? She locked in. She instantly was like in front of her TV when she was like 11 years old or something. Actually, they probably didn't hear you, but
So what?
I don't think the mic picks you up from there.
It's for the best of all of us.
Okay, so Dow takes out London lows. Let me set this alert. So even here, for example, they said, "Nah, we heard." They heard you.
What?
All right. So this is like I don't know. You could call it level 2, mid tier of possible shakeouts. When you have a London low swept, and then if this would have came back up here and then held the high for 10 minutes longer, then maybe on the pullback, okay, you take a buy. But when it takes out a London low, goes right back up and then comes right back down, that to me is like, okay, we're not proving that price wants to actually stay bullish. This is not enough proof for me. So these are still, like, I still stay out of this. Plus, right now, NQ just looks like it just has way more bullish tendencies. Like it's ripping upwards way more aggressively. It's just, it's just holding down the line significantly better. So, kind of lame. Nothing I can take here. So we just got to stay on the sidelines and kind of just hang. Boring. Bitcoin with the rally back at 64,500. Climbing back the ranks. At this point, and this I think is good signs. Thank you so much. Good signs for indices. Like, think about this, because everything's like a big giant board, right? And it's all intertwined. Bitcoin already mitigated the sell zone that I had marked up before here, and it did its pullback, but now there's nothing to stop it. There's nothing stopping Bitcoin from going higher. So the next point of liquidity, in my opinion, on a higher time frame here, what was that sound? is to take out at least this like 1 hour high, whether it's here or over here. Like this is the next high that it would take out. And I don't really see any big reversals coming soon. So that, I think, gives us signs that just indices in general might keep pushing. So it would be great to have some sort of opportunity for buys based on a setup. I don't have that setup right now. Like, it would just, there's no clean entry for me. He just smacked NQ unfunded. Sick. Love that for you. Didn't have the trade. I'm curious to see what your entry model was. What was your, like, why did you get into the trade? What do you see? Because this is obviously, this is a great move, like massive pump up here. What determined this kind of entry? Like, we got below New York open. And then, yeah, so awesome, man. Super happy for you. Let's get those payouts, my guy. You know, one trade at a time. That's all we really need. One trade at a time. Fair value gap. Where? Like, of what? When did you get in? Like right here? Have it marked up. Mitigated back to the zone. After sweeping London highs. Oh, you took a short. Okay, that makes more sense. Got you. Okay, so. Oh, you took a buy. What the fuck? Just hit TP. Nice. I don't see it. I don't get it, but I'm happy for you regardless. Just drop a chart. That's it. I'm not going to read the chat. I can't understand you just via chat like that. But all right, cool. Collected. And like I mentioned, right, taking, like, being in buys would make the most sense with NQ because of how it's moving. But you have to have a motive, right, reason for your entry, which I did not have. Clear liquidity sweeps here. This I see. I mean, that's really it, though. Let's see. So metals are... metals could be developing a setup here. So look at how gold swept London lows. Look how silver actually stayed above. So silver held the structure actually even better. So what we could be seeing here, for example, let's say silver keeps going higher and creates higher highs and maintains this. Then you could be looking for mitigation. So this could be the beginning of, like, this could be a sign of a first, like, a liquidity sweep here. So if we keep seeing silver and or gold rally, this could end up becoming a buy setup right there. So yeah, keep your eyes out for silver and gold. If you guys are dropping charts here in the community, and if you're not in the community, remember, it's tradingwithmike.com. That's it. Tradingwithmike.com. Or if you're in school, if you're already on this platform, you're chilling. Yeah, if you drop it, let me know, and then I'll just go ahead and open them. No one's done that yet, but yeah. Yo, this is so funny. If you guys didn't see. Lonzo's bye-bye. He's just gets clapped. Deletes natural gas from the watch list. I love it. It's so funny. This is the eulogy. Okay. Let's see. Silver no se puede operar en Tradify. Minis. All right, so NQ taking out Tokyo High first. Okay. Dow slowly climbing up. So, all right, to be fair, guys, like, there's not shit to do here. Like, there's really not much. So this is going to be a shorter session. I'll go over some stock stuff, some crypto stuff. If you have any questions with your fundeds, getting funded, your psychology, all of the above, then please go ahead and ask now, because we're early in the session. But I'm not going to just sit here and yap for the sake of yapping. What I will say is, if you haven't already registered for the Trading Purgatory webinar I'm going to be hosting not this Monday, but next Monday on the 20th, definitely register, guys. I'm going to be breaking down how people get stuck when you're not that bad, but you're also maybe not that great. And then there's illusions to trading that people fall into. So go ahead. Yeah, this is free. It's a free training. It's going to be interactive. It's going to be in-depth. There's going to be Q&A at the end. It's going to be awesome. Like, I'm stoked because there's a couple of things when you register that you'll prepare with. So you'll come to the session with a bit of detail on your plans. And I'm going to give you guys some perspective specifically to where you're at. So if you haven't registered already, check it out. I got sauce. This is going to be a saucy one. I haven't done a trading like this in a long time. So yeah, don't miss it. Yeah, it's free, obviously, for everybody to show up. Is it recorded? It will be recorded, sure. Yeah, so check it out. Don't miss that. Now, regarding setups with the heartburn type of sauce, that's the only type of sauce. It's the best kind of sauce. Where did this go? So yeah, looking at majors, a lot of these markets pumped, and then they were pumping more aggressively than yen. So the yen sell still looks good to me. That pump that we saw during Asian session, though, it could set up other sells for other assets later. So one thing I'm noticing here is, like, euro takes out a lot of liquidity and then kind of sells off. It did make equal highs, but maybe something to look at in the future. But this high time frame one still is valid. Now, what I also want to bring out here is I do want to show you guys some updates with stocks. Adobe at 226. So if you dollar cost average the original price, which was around 232, and the second entry, which was around 202, then you're definitely up on this. Otherwise, you're a little bit, depending on your entries, you might be really up, slightly down, somewhere in between. Options play are looking fantastic. And then let's see here. For anyone that took this Unity investment over here, software, this is gaming. We're cruising right now. We're big time cruising. So almost 100% on this one. This was a smaller market cap play. And I want to see if we can fill this imbalance up here or not. Out of there, a pretty bullish day on across multiple things. Shopify breaking out of a 4-hour structure right now, gapped up. So getting back to May levels. We have Chipotle breaking above this previous high as well. Circle's up 12%, dude, nice. Hell yeah. Lulu climbing back a little bit here, looking to get back into this 155, 160 range. Etsy up at these levels. I took profit on that. And then, let's see. Good call out there, Alonzo, on Circle. I honestly just lagged on getting involved. And then,
Yeah, nice.
Chaga Chino has been delivered. Wow. I am grateful. I have 2 coffees in front of me. Klarna ripping Guys, if you can get your way back into Klarna at some point, let's say I mean, at this point, I don't think it's bad entries still, but like under 18, 17.
I'm like, can you Klarna the Klarna stock?
Can you Klarna the Klarna stock? That would be
That would be great.
a mind fuck.
Just buy now, pay later.
Buy now, pay later the stock. That should be an option. That would be proof of concept to the highest level.
I'm in there. I'm investing first round.
Klarna the Klarna. That is,
First seed.
that's pretty mental. Paramount Sky, guys. Yeah. Paramount. Shakeout. It's there. Just saying, this one's an options one for me. Expiration. I'd say I'd give it at least 3 months to get like a really good rip, if not a little longer. Go see CMBM Trade Strategy. Thank me later. Aw, you're adorable. A little spammer in the chat. A little fucker in the chat. All right. You have a good day, pal. Check out ES. All right, let's take a look at it. You think Paramount moves with possibly with the fights that they have? I think that's exactly why. I think because they're having, there is so much insecurity, if you will. There's so much, because of the chaos, price is suppressed. Financially, I mean, this is going to be moving. Like, money is flowing into this. So I think because of that, that's why we're seeing these kind of prices. So I'm with that. Oh, you're talking about actual fights. That's hilarious. I thought you meant because regulations and because they're back and forth with the government and but you're talking about actual fighting. Oh, that's so funny. Dude, you're killing me. Would that move? I don't think that really makes like a ton of difference. I mean, that's good for like attention and the actual like subscribers, like for the actual business itself. Will that move the stock? No. If, all right, let's say like they have record-breaking show out, which I don't know, Conor McGregor could bring a lot of attention, even though he's kind of old news. But, the more that there's, for example, for investors, for people that buy ads, like so when we're talking about entertainment, why do some of these why are they successful? Well, if there's more eyeballs, then that means that advertisers can give them money. They're going to give them money. They're going to pay for their ad space. So if you have advertisers willing to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars per minute or per ad placement, then that's good for the business. So more eyeballs, more money, ad money goes into it, better for the company, better speculation, stock can go up, right? So it makes a difference, but it directly doesn't move the stock, to answer your question. Let me answer your question here, Joe, regarding yes, or your statement. There's a push down starting at 2 a.m. and community aided, but yes did not, and yes is the bull of it now. What do you think? All right, let's take a look. This one? Oh, yeah, okay, I see that. That's pretty nice. Very nice. You have a good point here. Clean sweep. Right here. We did not get back to this. For sure, I like it. I wonder if we get here. I like it though. Yeah, I like it. Good eyes. Let's see. Dude, Dow is like not, Dow doesn't give a shit. Dow's like, I'm not going anywhere. NQ, S&P are like cruising, just like, all right, we're going up. And then, yeah, this, cool. All right, I like it. Hey Mike, can I get your opinion on putting $1,000 a month at bare minimum into Robinhood Gold once I join? Robinhood Gold. I remember they released Robinhood Gold. What was Robinhood Gold again? Hold on. Let me see. Robinhood Gold. Important distinction. I am not a financial advisor. I would never want to be a financial advisor. I'm a random dude on YouTube. Okay? That's it. The only thing I know is that I don't know shit. And to be honest, all I do here is experiment and I make, educated guesses based off of more failures than I can remember. Robinhood Gold is Robinhood's premium subscription tier. $5 per month or $50 per year with a 30-day free trial. It layers upgrades on top of the free account, blah, blah. Main perks, 3.35% APY on uninvested cash. Okay, decent high yield savings. 3% IRA contribution match on new contribution. Okay, that's pretty nice. That's okay. Morningstar research reports. That's cute. $1,000 of interest-free margin. Okay. Bigger instant deposits. Okay. Access to invite-only gold card. I don't really see the point of this. It doesn't look at all any different than anything, really. 3% cash back on the gold card. Yeah, I don't really see what's the hype on this. Yeah, let me know why it specifically interests you. But if the question is, should you put $1,000 minimum into your portfolio? Yeah. All right. Palantir. This thing's been having a little bit of a pullback, huh?
Is that the defense?
Yes. Palantir is... These guys are like... These guys are definitely deep in bed with the government. They got ties everywhere. These guys got... They got some dirty money for sure. But if you're talking entries, yeah, I like entries. Yeah, anywhere below 85. The 80 is probably a good sweet spot here. You had artificial buys up here, and then someone definitely took fat ass profit right there. Same thing happened again here. It just failed to break above this on the daily, so probably you're going to see a dump now. If anything, shorting this thing looks pretty decent. Mitigation or shakeout sells look pretty nice. Puts on here would be decent if you're that kind of trader. All right, some of y'all drop charts here. Let's see them. All right, here was the NQ buy. This is the chart to discuss over live session when I saw a stacked fair value gap, seeing price reject out of it plenty of times. Market shut up and open, took London high, very close to Asia high. You knew the market needed to rebalance, one more pump to take Asia high. Careful with this type of language. I know it doesn't seem like a big deal at all. But when you say you know, this is where ego can get involved and we marry a bias. Oh, I knew I needed to get here. I knew I needed to get here. I know it sounds like it's not a big deal at all, but be mindful of this kind of like self-talk. It gets you, it's why you can end up losing way more in a trade than you need to. I have really absorbed NQ behavior. It's the only futures contract I trade. Cool. Rejection zone. Oh, okay. So since it already had played out of here, but for you, this is still... Jesus Christ. All right, here we go. We had so whenever the market's already rebalanced in that zone, for me, like I don't trade out of there anymore. That's why I didn't see your trade. Like that's why I was like, oh, what is he trading? So okay, cool, that makes sense. Price really reacts to these fair value gaps on open. Trying to secure this payout next Tuesday. No rush, guys. No rush. Just take the setups. Doesn't matter what day. Doesn't matter if it takes 5, 10. That's part of the psychological effect that these prop firms do to you, right? They're like, hey, I'll pay you in 5 days. So now we want to, it's like, oh, let me get these days quick. Let me get that money quick. So don't worry about the days. But yeah, good stuff, Samad. You know your system, your entry models. It sounds like you have very clear confirmations to take them. So that's great, bro. Keep it up. I love that. Get a shot. Where did you post your charts? In here? No. In here? Here we go. 6S buy. Okay, so this breaks above briefly and then comes right back down. Breaks above and then comes right back down. I would be careful with 6S. Let's take a look at a couple other majors because yes, the spike down is on point, right? That's definitely a clear sign that money comes in and pushes retail buyers out. But the break above these highs is pretty weak, right? It only gets above here briefly and it doesn't seem like it's here to make a bullish trend. It looks like it's here to take out sellers and that's it. So do we have with majors, because now it's getting really close to your entry, is everything else dropping more aggressively, less aggressively? So look at this sell-off, right? This dumps here at Wednesday, 10 a.m. Central Time, which I think for you in Puerto Rico is 12 o'clock. Maybe. I think. Depends. Are you guys Atlantic right now or Eastern Time? I know sometimes you're the same, sometimes you're not. But yeah, this big push down, right? This happens at 10 a.m. Central. Look at where it happened for NZD. It's way up here. Look at even the yen, right? It's way over here. You look at euro. Euro is a little closer, more similar to Swiss franc. But same thing with euro. Like euro tries to break above, right? Structure, and it comes right back down. It comes up and it comes right back down. So it's not a trade I would bet on, personally. Here's Australian. So it just seems like it could break below. It actually seems like Swiss is the most bearish. It's like dropping down pretty aggressively. So I wouldn't take this trade, but that's because of my confirmations, my belief with correlated assets and how they are moving compared to one another. To me, like that's how I feel like I save myself a lot of trouble. So yeah, I would stay away from this one. It's kind of like what I talked about with that peso trade that you were talking about, that you brought up the other day, which I don't know, how did that trade end up going? Did it work out, or did that one also break below as well? So I think this one you brought up, funny enough, it played out, didn't it? It came down one step lower into this imbalance, and then it worked out. Wow, I got in your way. But that's kind of the rule. It's not perfect, but it does avoid, at least for me, a lot of mistakes. So you have to be able to buy into it though. Like you can't just believe me. You got to see it, track it, and then like once you can have like the information and you're like, yeah, no, I'm gonna follow these types of rules because it does save me from a lot of losses. Then cool. Corey, you asked questions and then just disappeared. So, yeah, it's not really useful, man. I want to be able to help you, but if you don't respond, I can't. What's up? Ismael, what's good, man? All right. Let's see. I was wrapping up with stocks, right? Intel. I think I'm gonna take profit on Intel when we get back up to like 120. Actually, I think I was done here. All right. Alert on S&P or Dow Jones. Dow Jones. So Tokyo lows swept. So look at how much faster you're seeing Dow drop. Like NQ drops a little bit, and then Dow is just bleeding out. So yeah, if we can get more confirmation, if we can stay bearish longer, then these shorts over here look good for the future. Cool. All right, guys. I mean, mellow session. Market looks like it's probably going to be setting up later in the day. So sometimes, unfortunately, the fun doesn't happen right at the open. It happens a little later. So gotta wait it out. Don't force it. If you don't see anything, it's not worth it. And honestly, there's no reason. All right. Oh, one thing I was gonna say, and I forgot to mention this when we were talking about getting paid with props. So they give you these. It's marketing. Everything they do is marketing, and it's a business. It's for the sake of their own business, right? When someone gets funded, 50% of people that get funded lose their funded account that same day. And the thing is, it's like, all right, they set the parameters. Like, cool, hey, you know what? You hit this target, and you have five profitable trades at this dollar amount. Then cool, we can pay you. What happens then is, because a couple of different reasons. One, traders are fiending to make money from the market, which of course that's why we're here. We're here to make money. But now someone invented this target, which is 5 days. And now you're thirsty ass. You're like, all right, I gotta get it in 5 days. It's gotta happen in 5 days. I can't wait another day. And the irony of that is, you've probably been waiting months, if not years, to get a payout. But the fact that you can't just chill the fuck out and let the 5 days happen at whatever pace that they need to happen, that's what keeps pushing it back. So you already waited months, if not years. Just take good trades. If it takes you 2 weeks, okay, whatever. At least you got to the payout. The chances that you make better decisions when you're not trying to play God with time is way better, significantly better. So remember, that's their whole idea. It's like, hey, we'll get you paid. Just do it in this amount of time. But they're not telling you you need to do it in 5 days in a row. They're not telling you you need to do it right away. It needs to be, it's just like, it just takes 5 days, minimum. So I've had times where it takes me like 9 trading days to get to the payout. because some days are, small profitable days. Some days are losses. Some days are bigger, and eventually it's there. So don't let the psychology of these prop firms, if like that's your focus, don't let their own business model get you out of getting what you deserve. But you only deserve it if you have to play by their rules, but through yours. You can't try to do what they're telling you to do, but then break all your rules. That doesn't help you. All right. So that's what I wanted you guys to think about as you're approaching next week. If you're getting closer and closer to a payout, that's where, because you're getting closer and closer, and I'll talk about this in the Trading Purgatory webinar on the 20th. That's one of the most critical mistakes is you want to start to control more and more because it feels closer. So you want it to happen faster because you want to close the loop now. There's more tension. There's more anticipation. So it's like you want it to happen. Like it's a crescendo. It's just building and it's building and it's building. You're like, oh my God, I can almost taste it. I can almost have it. You already see the money. You're already thinking about what you're going to do with the money because you're so close. But then your eyes are off the ball. You're not thinking about, wait, is this a good trade? Am I rushing? Am I diving into this again? So these are concepts and how to rework these things, how to reverse engineer them, how to change your behaviors. These are all things that I'm going to talk about on the webinar on the 20th. So if you're not already registered, go ahead and check that out. And I'm going to pin this right here for you guys so you guys get some sauce here. And it's going to be a fire training. So I'm excited for it. And yeah, I'll leave you guys with that. You guys will be seeing a lot of content from me. Some case studies, some sessions that we do with our students, just a couple things that's been on my mind. And a lot of it is based off of you guys, the questions that you ask, the experiences that you have, some of the good, the bad, the struggles. So as always, I want to just thank you guys for being willing to change, being willing to learn, to share your good experiences, the struggles, because that's how I can help you. Like if there's no transparency, there's also no feedback loop. And for those of you that are here every day, like this shit's free. Like this right here is free. We have other things that obviously, because we're putting so much time, effort into you guys, like of course, our time is valuable and we're here to work with you to get you to new levels. But regardless of where you're at as a person right now, it is about how resourceful you are and not just what resources you have. And typically the most resourceful person ends up having access to resources, and then you can start to accelerate your life using those resources as a tool, as a stepping stone to further yourself. So if right now you're down bad, let's say right now you're like, dude, I don't have $1 to my name, right? And your back's against the wall. Guess what? That's how I started too, guys. I started when I got into trading, when I got exposed to trading, I funded an account with $200. That left me with like $10 to my name. And that's where it all started. Like, that's it. You can start, just because you started in the mud doesn't mean that you're going to just sit there forever. All right. But that's where you can start getting some traction. But you have to make sure that you're that you're using at least whatever resources you have. If you don't have money, then cool. Be creative, right? Hang on to everything that you possibly can. Use your time wisely. Ask questions. And then as you start to progress, as you start to learn more about money and you put yourself in opportunities around people, around environments where you can start to actually scale more, you start to realize that, wait a minute, I'm telling myself I'm not worth as much. This is why I'm not making anything, right? So as soon as that conversation starts changing, cool, all of a sudden, yes, other things start to change. So at the end of the day, guys, here's what I got to say, and I'll wrap up with this. And this is going to be a continuous pillar I'm going to be talking about because it's not talked about enough for traders, and because I think that, I don't make content for people to get into trading. That's not my thing. I don't make that type of content. I don't care about someone that doesn't trade and like, hey, you should be trading. I really don't believe in that. When I first started, and I talked about this a couple days ago, like I really did think everyone should trade. I think everyone can trade. Everyone could be a trader, but there's a lot of steps to really understand if it's for you or not. And so I'm here to talk to you guys basically where you're at. And what I will say is this, guys, like if you are not in a decent place financially, like trading is not to save your finances right now. Trading is when you're at a decent place in your life and you're willing to invest in elevating your skills because you do want to multiply your money. That's where it makes sense. But if you have like $4.50 left over at the end of the month, then the way you operate from as a trader, you can get very skilled as a trader, as a chart analyst. You can get very skilled, but it's going to be way slower because you're not able to invest in yourself, into whether it's your education, whether it's in mentorship, whether it's in prop firms, whether it's in your live account. All of that is going to be slow. And on top of that, you're carrying over not just debt, like with actual money, but you're carrying over your own energetical debt into your trading, spiritual debt into your trading, scarcity into your trading, expectations that maybe aren't really real. All of that is going to leak into it. And then that will latch on to the quality of your execution. That will latch on to your patience. That will latch on to your belief systems. So, like, again, I'm going to say it, like, find ways. If you know, if like right now you're like, yeah, I don't really have anything left over. You know, I'm going negative more often than not. Like, you got to fix that first. Whether it's a job, whether it's your own business, your own like leveraging some skill that you have, but you do have to use that, guys. This, like, I'm just gonna keep saying this because otherwise, the other way is it's possible, but you're playing on hardcore mode when you have very little and you really want to scale. It's a test for sure. But if you want to be able to just flow, then there needs to be less and less friction in your life. There needs to be, like, if you want a strong current running through, you need little to no debris. So create that kind of environment for yourself, whether it's your physical environment, your financial environment, your spiritual environment, but you have to remove the debris. All right, guys? So those are my closing statements for today's session. Something to think about, but more importantly, something to take action about. So I'll leave you all with that. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Make sure you're journaling, you're documenting, you're going through your process, and, you know, have a real conversation with yourself. And then have a better conversation with God. So take care, y'all. I'll see you on Monday.